and her tongue hung out of her mouth. The girls had tried to help but could do nothing. And when the fit ended, she ran to the chapel and collapsed. Maria Clara shook her head in disbelief and looked down at the statue Alphonsine had given her. All of this is the fault of those phony visionaries. I told you they would bring us trouble. If demons are haunting this school, it's because of Alphonsine's voodoo, she replied angrily. What is voodoo?
Voodoo is witchcraft.
Okay. The next morning, March 2nd, the girls were in their religious studies class learning about the Holy Mother's appearances to the children of Fatima. As part of the lesson, the nun, one of the few members of the faculty who believed Alphonsine and Anathari to be true, let's go to 58.
I'm there.
I'm not finding mine. 58. I think I don't have 58. Is it 58 or 59?
Was appearing. 58 was appearing before 57. It's 50. Go to the page below before, because the ones you sent me, 58 was coming before 57.
I actually don't have 58.
Really? You sent it to me. Just
okay,
check
let me
again.
send it to you. Let me send it 58. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have 58. Okay, you can send me 58.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's there. You can get it now.
Okay. Are you there? Emanuela?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. To be true visionaries, instructed the girls to sing the hymn in Fatuma's cove. All Rwandan girls love singing and singing in class, especially about the Holy Mother. Could be a real treat. The young ladies jumped their feet, clapping their hands and stamping their feet to bring energy and life to the old hymn. In the Fatima's Cove on the 13th of May, the Virgin Mary appeared at midday. The Virgin Maria, surrounded by light, God's mother is ours, for she gives us this light. The world had then suffering from war, plague, and strife, and Portugal mourned for her great loss of life. To 3 shepherd children, the Virgin then spoke, a message so hopeful, with peace for all folk. With a sweet mother's pleading, she asked us to pray, do penance, be modest, the rosary each day. Halfway through the song, Anathari told the nun that her skin was tingling, which was a sign the Blessed Mother was about to appear to her. She asked permission to go to the chapel, which the nun immediately granted, telling the rest of the girls to go with their schoolmate and keep singing the entire way. Maria Clara, who sat behind Anathari in class, followed reluctantly at the back of the line. She thought that the nun was out of line and hated seeing the visionaries being encouraged. And as soon as they entered the close quarters of the small chapel, the young woman became very uncomfortable as the panic and fear of the previous day's blackouts rushed back to her. She bolted for the door, but lost consciousness. She bolted for the door, but lost consciousness before making it outside. Let's go to 59. As she had already done twice within 24 hours, she opened her eyes and found herself somewhere she didn't recognize. This time, she wasn't in the dark, though she was standing beneath a rainbow-colored sky in an open field of perfectly manicured grass. Each blade bent from the weight of the fat drops of dew that caught colors of the sky like a million crystal prisms. Maria Clara caught her breath. It was the prettiest thing she had ever seen, but the beauty didn't calm her down. She could think of two explanations for what was happening to her, and neither was good. Either she was going insane, or the devil had taken possession of her senses. Then, out of nowhere, a soft voice called out her name, her last name, MUKAKANGO. Maria Clara spun around, her fists clenched and poised in front of her like a boxer. She thought that the specters who had accosted her the previous night had returned to finish her off. She looked around in every direction, but saw the endless sea of shimmering grass. She responded wordlessly to the voice by raising her fists higher and planting her feet firmly on the grass. MUKAKANGO, the voice called again. No one had ever said Maria Clara's name so sweetly. The tender voice, like that of a loving mother, was soothing as a lullaby. But the girl was distrustful and answered the voice with a challenge. Okay, you have found me. I am MUKAKANGO. I am here, and I'm ready to fight. With an affectionate laugh, the voice asked, why would you want to fight me, my child? What is making you so afraid? Never be afraid of your mother. At that moment, Maria Clara realized with certainty that it was the Holy Mother who was speaking to her. Wow. 60?
Yes, 60.
Oh, okay. I thought the devils who haunted me in the night had returned to take me away, she admitted. Oh no, poor child, Mary said reassuringly. There is no need to be afraid of them. I promise the things of the night that threatened you will not frighten you again. The Blessed Mother then asked Maria Clara to sing a song for her using words Jesus spoke during his sermon on the mountain. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness. Which Bible? Which gospel is this? I think we just read this previously, right?
It's
Blessed are
in
those.
Matthew, even Mark.
Matthew chapter 3, the Beatitude, isn't it? Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. The words made Maria Clara feel ashamed because they described her treatment of Alphonsine and Nathalie to a T. She had insulted and persecuted the visionaries for doing what Mary had told them to do, encouraging people to give their hearts to Jesus. Please, child, sing the song for me, the Virgin requested again. No, I won't, Maria Clara replied. But this girl, she even said no to the Blessed Virgin Mary. I don't have a good singing voice.
She's a fighter.
This girl. Then I'll ask your sister to sing with you. Mary said, sounding amused at the young woman's excuse. Suddenly, Maria Clara saw Anathari beside her, looking up at Mary. Maria Clara followed Anathari's gaze, but couldn't see Our Lady. However, she could still hear her beautiful voice. Sing this song with your sister. Yes, mother, Anathari agreed with a smile. She took Maria Clara's hand in hers, and together they sang to the Virgin. As the song ended, Mary said farewell to the girls, and Maria Clara realized that she was lying on the God 61. Are you there? Emanuela?
61. I'm finding 61.
Yeah. Are you there?
I can't seem to find 62.
And we're in 61.
Okay. You said 62?
61.
61, eh?
Yes.
I don't have 61.
No, you have. Okay, let me send it again, but you have that one.
Which one? Okay, yeah. You're right.
You got it?
Send it. It's okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. She realized she was lying on the chapel floor again, too exhausted to say anything to the classmates who were looking down at her in disbelief. None of the students or staff present at KIBEHO High School on March 2nd, 1982, ever forgot the atmosphere on campus that night. Word spread in a matter of minutes that Maria Clara, the sworn enemy and most outspoken critic of the school's two visionaries, had confessed she had been visited by the Holy Mother too. 30 students described watching Maria Clara enter a state of ecstasy in the school chapel, hold hands with the visionary Anathari and sing to the Blessed Virgin. She then collapsed on the floor in such a mental fog that she had to be carried to her bed. The story was told 100 times by each of the 30 witnesses, each time from a different perspective and with slight variations of the details. But every version had an identical central theme: the Maria Clara who had walked into the chapel that morning was not the same Maria Clara who had been carried out. The young woman was in a constant state of prayer after her apparition, kneeling for hours and praying the rosary, begging the Holy Mother for forgiveness. She recanted every accusation she had made about Alphonsine and Anathari and swore that she would devote her life to serving God. Her rude, I have never heard of this word, brusque and aggressive manner had essentially vanished overnight, and as passing years would prove, would never return. Maria Clara was a perfect example of the spiritual conversion the Blessed Mother had been calling for since appearing to Alphonsine. No, Maria Clara wasn't an incorrigible sinner, but like so many Rwandans and like so many people everywhere in the world, me inclusive, she had been to 62.
Yeah.
With the destructive eye focus on the spiritual needs of the soul. Miracles had been happening in front of the girl for months. but she had never been so, she had been so
Stella Maris, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're still there. Okay, let me be reading as we wait for Stella Maris. Seems like we've lost her. Later, she said that life would have been much and more spiritually rewarding for her, channeling her energy and time to discredit Alphonse and Natalie. She stopped for a moment and really listened to them. Should have stopped for a moment and really listened to the messages. After one operation, Marie Claire commented that one of Our Lady's greatest sorrows during her many visits to KIBEHO was that not enough people truly listened to the loving advice and counsel she offered through her visionaries. Too many individuals came to the village simply to witness a miracle, and while their eyes and ears searched the heavens for a supernatural event, their hearts failed to listen, hearts failed to hear the messages. Love God, love and be kind to each other, read the Bible, follow God's commandments, repent for sins, be humble, seek and offer forgiveness how God wants you to, with a clean conscience. During which she could only hear the Virgin, Blessed Mother began appearing to the novice vision before her. She said that Mary, like Alphonsine, Marie Claire, hello? Can you hear me? I think sharing the screen and muting my mic at the same time is disrupting the network. Let me try again. Stella Maris, you can continue.
Oh yeah, you've unmute me now. I can continue. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I had gone off.
Okay, I tried to read, but still mine, I think I also lost the network somehow. So you can start from start from after the first visit to Marie Claire.
That is 62. Can you hear me now?
Still on the same page, page 62 still.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. After the first
you can
visit,
start from page 62.
I start from?
Still?
Wanji?
Yes, I can hear you, Stella.
I start from after the first visit, right?
You can start from there.
Okay. After the first visit to Maria Clara, during which she could only hear the Virgin, the Blessed Mother began appearing to the novice, visionary many times a week. Can someone type for us in the chat what novice means? When Maria Clara actually saw her, she said that
this is like if like you.
Eh?
I was trying to explain like a novice is like for example an apprentice, like you're new at something and you're trying to learn. So in this case, Marie Claire being like a novice meant like she was new, she was a new visionary, and Mother Mary had just started appearing to her.
Oh, okay.
Stella, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Thank you. When Maria Clara actually saw her, she said that Mary descended to her from heaven on a soft silver cloud. Like Alphonsine, Maria Clara claimed that the Queen of Heaven was a young woman who exuded warm motherly love, that her skin was neither white nor black, and that she was wearing a seamless white dress with a white veil covering her hair. A white veil covering her hair. Wow, let me read this again. Like Alphonsine and Maria Clara claimed that the Queen of Heaven was a young woman who exuded warm motherly love, that her skin was neither white nor black, and she was wearing a seamless white dress with a white veil covering her hair. Maria Clara further shared that the lady was carrying a black rosary, unlike any she had seen before, which 63. Are you there? Emanuela? Emanuela, are you there? 63.
Please continue reading until she comes back. Just continue reading.
Oh, okay. And the Mother of God told her was an ancient one called the Rosary of the Seven Sorrows. The Rosary held deep meaning for Mary, who said that she would soon. Okay, thank you. Should soon teach Maria Clara how to pray this special Rosary, and that it would be the girl's mission in life to reintroduce it to the world. Just like Anathari had, Maria Clara accepted her mission without hesitation, and indeed traveled through Rwanda and surrounding countries, teaching people about the Rosary. When asked to describe the Holy Mother's features, Maria Clara said that if the world's greatest poet were ordered to describe Mary is beat with words. Wow. He would throw away his pen and abandon his craft forever. Her beauty is as great as her voice for her children, she explained. It is beyond human comprehension. Wow. The Virgin had a nickname for Maria Clara that showed she had a soft spot for the visionary. Mary loved the girl's open nature, childhood naivete, and a great passion for life. A passion so great that Maria Clara became the only person in a recorded history to challenge the Blessed Mother to a fist fight. That's interesting. Whatever the reason, Mary's nickname for Maria Clara was the cherished of the Blessed Mother, and she often favored the seer by granting her requests. For example, Maria Clara was asked if her sister who had died a year before was in heaven. The Virgin replied that she was in a place of suffering. She was in purgatory, waiting to be allowed in heaven. I know she wasn't perfect, and she had spent some time in purgatory, atone for her sins before entering paradise. Yet my family has said so many prayers asking for intercession to bring her to heaven, that my sister should be there by now. The young woman quietly complained, but Maria Clara, she was really bold. We look for 64. Are you there? Praying for your departed loved ones is one. Emanuela? Someone tell me if you're listening, if you're hearing me.
Yeah, listening. Please go on.
Okay. Praying for your departed loved ones is of great comfort to them and of great help to their souls in purgatory. But people still must work to earn a place in heaven, Mary replied patiently. In an apparition a few days later, she gave Mary Clara's happy news. Child, be glad, for today your sister entered heaven and joined your father. Thank you, the girl cried in happiness. She then begged the Holy Mother to show her her dad, who had died many years before. No, child, you'll see him when you are in heaven. Maria Clara was so saddened that the Blessed Virgin couldn't deny her completely. I'll show you only part of your father, who is waiting to greet you in God's kingdom, Mary said. Oh yes, those are my father's feet, Maria Clara exclaimed as tears of happiness streamed down her face. It is him, he's in paradise. She then let out a deafening scream that startled the hundreds who had gathered at the school to witness her apparition. They hadn't heard Our Lady's part of the conversation, which Maria Clara later reported on. But no one in the audience could mistake Maria Clara's scream for anything other than what was pure joy. Everyone who witnessed the exchange was profoundly moved by the Virgin Mary's gracious act, along with Maria Clara's elated cry of recognition, which someone later described as the sound of a child's love for a parent, echoing between earth and eternity. Wow. The sound of a child's love for a parent, echoing between earth and eternity. Soon after Maria Clara's apparitions began, the Blessed Mother appeared to each of the visionaries separately. I'm looking for 65. And told them that she had come to them one after the other in the courtyard of the school on March 25th. She instructed them to gather all 120 students together and have everyone kneel down during the apparitions and pray the rosary as an act of penance for having persecuted the visionaries. Our Lady said that if the students agreed, she should grant them all a gift. She promised that every student who attended KIBEHO High School for the next 6 years would complete her education and graduate with a diploma. The promise may sound insignificant to the other parts of the world, but in Rwanda, such an achievement was completely unknown. Poverty, illness, and an extreme shortage of school placements ensured that only a few students from any one school would complete their education and graduate. A number of students scoffed when the visionaries relayed Mary's promise. Yet, the guarantee of receiving a full education in one of the world's poorest countries was too great for them to ignore. So most of them showed up at the appointed time. The Protestant and Muslim students, however, refused to do this Catholic practice because they weren't Catholic. They didn't believe that the Virgin Mary cared about them. But Mary had told Anathalie that she didn't look at religion. All people were her children, regardless of their beliefs. She instructed Anathalie to have these Protestants and Muslims pray the rosary, not as Catholics, but as her children, and they would be awarded as all the others. As Anathalie told the non-Catholic girls, we are all her daughters, and she loves us equally. Performing an act of penance is a way of telling God that you are truly sorry for any sins you've committed. The penance Mary is asking for is only to kneel. Think about the things you have done that are bad, and honestly tell God you are sorry for doing them. Our Lady has never told me that people should convert from their religions, but she loves us so much that she begs us to convert our hearts and love our Father. That's all. That's what she means by conversions. She says that the best way to achieve this is by praying the rosary, which isn't only for Catholics. It is a tool anyone can learn to use to talk to God. But all Mary is asking of you right now is to kneel and say a prayer of forgiveness, using the rosary as children of the Mother of God, not as Catholics. In return, you'll get a diploma. There was much eye rolling at Anathalie's long-winded explanation, which sounded silly and improbable to these girls. Even so, every student knelt and prayed for forgiveness while the three visionaries communicated with the Blessed Mother. When the apparitions ended, Anathalie was exhausted, but she told the students that Mary wept with joy because they had all prayed so sincerely, and she wanted to congratulate them in advance for having finished their honors, graduated with honors. Not all the students expected the Virgin to fulfill her promise, and the majority probably didn't even believe that she was watching them. But every single girl went on to graduate from KIBEHO High School, as did all those who attended the school for the next dozen years until it was shut down during the genocide. But all that lay ahead in the years to come. At the time, the school was trying to understand the significance of having another visionary in its midst. To some, it was a third miracle, conclusively proving that the Holy Mother was indeed visiting KIBEHO. To others, it was terrifying evidence that demonic possession was spreading through the student body like a virus. For the school director, Maria Clara's conversion was a complete disaster. Since Anathalie had surfaced as a second visionary, scores of Rwandans from across the country were showing up at the school every day, demanding to witness an apparition. So many people were milling about that the director told these girls that if they insisted on having apparitions, they had to have them in the country and outside, not in the dormitory. Fortunately, Alphonsine and Anathalie announced that the Blessed Mother approved of the move, which would allow more people to hear her messages. The director now worried that as news of the third visionary spread, thousands of individuals would flock to KIBEHO and her school would be completely overrun. She was right to worry because that was exactly what was about to happen. That is the end of today's reading.
Thank you so much, Stella and Emanuela, for that wonderful leadership for today, as we've been doing 10 of our 16 days of Our Lady of KIBEHO. Thank you so much. Thank you guys who have attended today. And tomorrow, most likely, the session will be about question and answers. Question and answer. So that we deal with the story of yesterday, chapter 5, and then today that have been read to you but not explained. So tomorrow, God willing, I will be around so that I can listen from you, and as you ask questions or make remarks about what has been shared already about Anatoly and Marie Claire before we go any further. So thank you so much, guys. We want to begin the St. Michael Rosary, and then we'll prepare for the Living Rosary. Can we have somebody to lead St. Michael Rosary? And okay. Viola, are you ready to lead St. Michael Rosary? Viola? Okay. Thank you so much, Viola. You can right away begin, and then the screen can be shared by Stella. The screen, Michael Rosary.
Oh no, please! I have a group meet. Group D has a meeting today, so I'm going to be off for 1 hour.
Let me share. Though my network is a bit shaky.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emanuela. You can share the screen and then begin right away with the St. Michael Rosary. Thank you so much. Please invite your friends and we be part of this wonderful experience. Thank you so much.